That was, of course, during the day. At night, the beaches were the location of a desperate and very secret operation. More than once I saw my father returning home in the early hours of the morning, soaked to the skin. And I knew that he and other members of the Haganah underground were busy unloading during the night a very different cargo. Those were illegal immigrants from Europe who came by little boats, the survivors of the Holocaust. They were the boat people of the 40s, the homeless of a devastated Europe who had nowhere to turn but a distant Holy Land to which they had no right of entry. They were collected in their thousands from a dozen ports by a motley fleet of rusting derelict boats salvaged from the scrapyards of the world. Wave after wave, year after year, the boats came secretly to these shores, and the British Navy was there to turn them back. If the refugees were caught, British soldiers were ordered to put them into camps in Cyprus because Palestine's immigration laws allowed only 1,500 Jews a month to enter legally. But in desperation, they came again and again. 141 boats packed with over 100,000 illegal immigrants tried to steal ashore in the night. Only a few thousand did make it. Distant relatives, a cousin from Poland, an uncle who you'd never seen before, would suddenly appear in your home, bedraggled, to be fed and clothed and helped towards a new life.
And what was once a worthy ship is now a rusting refugee, a tired vessel that depends upon the patience of the sea to carry those who flee the darkness of the night to gain the light.
The whole enormous task was taken on by a small group of Jewish youngsters from Palestine who scoured the seaports of the world for whatever vessels they could lay their hands on. And with only the most basic training in seamanship, they tried to outmaneuver the greatest navy in the world. Some of them were just a few years older than me, just boys really, and one of my friends, Yossi Harel, played an important part in that operation. He was the commander of what became the most famous of the immigrant ships, the Exodus.
There was no choice just to go to the seas with any boat we could buy or get, from small kayaks in Greece till boats which was salvaged from Genoa or another place. So we had to do it, we did it. My whole training, the naval training was in Ayalcon, you know, the boats. It was a course of 3 months.
3 months?
3 months. So we got navigation, we studied navigation, seamanship, and we took the job. There was no other person to do it. The ships were expensive. We tried to cram as much as we can. So we took 4,500. The same boat took in Norfolk, Virginia, 120 holidaymakers. And we had to cram 4,500. Just to give you an idea what this density means. If I would peg the Queen Mary in the same ratio, I would have taken 190,000 people on the Queen Mary, and she takes only 2,000.
Your ship approaches in the night. You feel the spray upon your face. Your footsteps falter in the tide and disappear without a trace. And if you reach the land and then you can't remain, we'll try again. One forward step, one small advance, despite the fire and their fears, to find the will, to take the chance, to leave our past so filled with pain, and find a future free of sorrow, free of tears, that fills the promise of the moment and the year.
The people were really, you asked the spirit. My spirit, you should watch their spirit. The way they were fighting, it's unbelievable.
I mean, the survivors.
The survivors, I mean, I didn't believe that they have this kind of guts after what happened to them. But I'm glad, you know, when the immigration now is done much better. They fly in jumbo planes, you know, like kings.
Of course, millions of people poured in after the State of Israel was founded in 1948. And I suppose today it's mainly the sons and daughters of those immigrants who have turned these beaches back into playgrounds. You can see the faces of a score of national origins wherever you look. So maybe now you can imagine just how Tel Aviv has changed in a single generation. That little town of a few thousand people, which I knew as a boy, has become a modern city of 500,000 or so. And on a Saturday afternoon, you would think they were all on Dizengoff. That's the time when Tel Aviv's most famous street is closed to traffic, and you stroll about with your family, meet friends, and sit at the pavement cafe. My wife Galia and I have been coming here for over 25 years, always ending up at the Café Cassit, which is where actors and artists tend to gather to chat away the afternoon. It's time for me to catch up on who's doing what in the theatre world. Tel Aviv is ravenous for theatre, and everything from Shakespeare to Andrew Lloyd Webber, in Hebrew would you believe, is always packed out. Right now I have more than a passing curiosity about one somewhat unlikely show that is in rehearsal here.
דין מחץ. הוא נשוי כמובן.
לא.
נשותי ממצב שעממת, הוא אומר, מוזנחת כזאת שמחזיקה אותו בציפורניים. אפילו מתעקשת לצאת איתו לאימונים, לא פחות ולא יותר.
What did I tell you? An English play on stage in Tel Aviv. And a Liverpudlian one. In Hebrew. And what a cast. What a cast.
Would you like to give it a try, Daddy?
Yeah, come on.
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
Come on.
Thank you. So, this is Tel Aviv, my home. I hope you caught something of its flavor. But Tel Aviv is just a small part of Israel. So where should we go next, I wonder? How about a visit to a kibbutz to meet some old friends? Or a trip to the Golan Heights to entertain the troops? Let's wait and see.